love the Eagles as much as we do, then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The city of Philadelphia woke up buzzing, and not because of any ordinary headline, but because Jalen Hurts, the usually composed and measured face of the Eagles, finally let something slip that nobody expected. It wasn't a tantrum, it wasn't ego, it wasn't theatrics. It was raw truth delivered with the kind of fire that only comes from someone who knows the weight of a franchise sits on his shoulders. The way he spoke, man, it felt like the kind of moment that changes the air, that makes you lean forward because you can tell he's holding back a storm that he's tired of carrying quietly. And when he finally decided to speak, it hit harder than any stiff arm he's delivered on the field. Eagles fans felt it in their chest, rivals felt it like a warning, and the league, well, the league might want to start paying attention because this wasn't just another quarterback giving another motivational speech. This was something else entirely. Hurts didn't shout, didn't brag, didn't point fingers. He just laid it out with that calm intensity of someone who believes every single word. And if what he said is even halfway true, then the Eagles aren't just in the conversation. They're staring destiny right in the face. People close to the locker room swear they've never seen Hurts this charged, this unwilling to gloss over the reality he's been chewing on for months. And what he said wasn't some dramatic meltdown. It was an explosion of honesty, the kind that slices through every cliché we're used to hearing from star players trained to keep everything diplomatic. The truth he dropped wasn't meant to create chaos. It was meant to spark clarity. He basically said something along the lines of, the Eagles already have the pieces, already have the firepower, already have the identity to win the whole season. The only missing element is everyone embracing that responsibility, that standard. It wasn't directed at a single player. It was a challenge to the entire organization, top to bottom. He said it like a man tired of pretending everything is fine when he knows greatness is within reach. That's the kind of leadership that makes teammates look at themselves differently, that makes coaches rethink decisions, that makes front offices stop worrying about optics and start prioritizing results. And the craziest part is that people are whispering that this wasn't even the strongest version of what he wanted to say. Meaning, if this is him holding back, imagine what's been brewing behind closed doors. What really shocked people wasn't the content of Hurts' message, but the conviction behind it. It's like he ripped away the polite mask quarterbacks are supposed to wear and it showed the kind of competitive fire that changes the trajectory of a franchise. He's always been known for his discipline, his composure, his professionalism, but this was something deeper, more visceral. You could see it in his eyes. He's fed up with wasted potential, with outsiders doubting his team, with inconsistent stretches that don't match the talent level on a roster. He spelled it out in a way that left no room for interpretation. The Eagles should be winning the season, not hoping to, not wishing to. They have enough dogs on both sides of the ball to go toe-to-toe with anybody. And this wasn't just talk to hype fans or boost morale. This was a message to his guys. We're not here to be average. We're not here to survive. This roster is built to dominate. And honestly, when your leader speaks like that, when he's willing to say the truth most are afraid to say, it hits everyone different. Suddenly practice feels heavier. Mistakes feel more expensive. Every rep starts to matter in a new way because your quarterback just placed the entire identity of the team on the line. Rumors started flying immediately after he spoke, especially among analysts who've been waiting for a moment like this to either crown the Eagles or count them out. They said Hurts' message was a turning point, that it revealed exactly where the team stands mentally. Some insiders whisper that this is the boldest statement made by a Philadelphia quarterback since the era of legends who used to call out the room when things weren't matching their potential. The locker room wasn't upset, though. Far from it. Some players reportedly nodded their heads like they'd been waiting for someone to say it out loud. Others felt called out, but in a good way, the kind of way that makes you face the mirror and ask yourself if you're playing up to the badge you wear. And that's what leadership does. It doesn't just motivate. It confronts. Hurts isn't interested in sugarcoating or excuses. He's chasing rings, legacy, history. And when he said the Eagles have the team to win the season, he wasn't just pumping hype. He was stating a fact he believes with his entire being. That belief, coming from the guy who sets the tone every Sunday, send a message more powerful than any pregame speech ever could. Behind the scenes, coaches are reportedly supportive of Hurts' honesty. They know that the best teams have leaders who aren't afraid to hold themselves and everyone else accountable. And Hurts didn't speak like someone trying to stir controversy. He spoke like a man embracing the full weight of the expectations placed on him. That's why the conversation around the facility the next day wasn't frustration, but urgency. People forget sometimes that these athletes are humans with pride, ambition, hunger. They don't want to settle for mediocrity when they know they're capable of something legendary. Hurts tapping into that raw truth might be the exact catalyst they needed. The staff supposedly even commented that this might strengthen the team culture instead of fracture it. When a quarterback demands excellence, it forces everyone, from the superstar receiver to the last practice squad player, to elevate. And the ripple effect of this moment is still unfolding. Some say it's the beginning of a cultural shift. Others say it's the spark of something bigger building in Philadelphia. And in a league where mentality is half the battle, this kind of honesty might be the difference between another disappointing finish and a season that gets etched into NFL history. Fans naturally went wild with the news. The city thrives on passion, on grit, on authenticity. Philadelphia doesn't want polished answers. They want fire, and Hurts gave them exactly that. Social media exploded with people saying this is the version of Hurts they've been waiting for. The version who doesn't just lead with poise, but with demand. And the whispers across the NFC started growing. If Hurts is this locked in, if the Eagles are really clicking behind the scenes, then maybe the rest of the conference should start worrying. Because a motivated, angry, focused Jalen Hurts is one of the most dangerous forces in football. He's got the athleticism, the arm, the leadership, and now apparently the willingness to say the uncomfortable truth. And fans believe that when a leader calls it out like this, it's because he sees something the rest of us don't. Maybe it's chemistry building in practice. Maybe it's the defense stepping up. Maybe it's the offensive line looking nastier than ever. Whatever it is, Philly fans are convinced momentum is shifting. And if Hurts' words are the prophecy, they feel like the Eagles might just be gearing up for the kind of run that defines an era. Rumors have only intensified since that day, with insiders claiming that Hurts' fiery declaration sparked a new level of accountability in team meetings. Some players reportedly walked out with a different posture, a different seriousness. This is the type of moment that fans never see, but it's the foundation of championship seasons. Word around the facility is that the vibe has changed. Less joking, more focus. Less settling, more demanding. It's not about drama. It's about sharpening the edge. And while no one is openly saying it, the unspoken message is clear. The Eagles know they have one of the most stacked rosters in football. They know they've let opportunities slip before. They know window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. Hurts' words seem to echo that urgency. He made it clear that talent isn't enough anymore. Execution is what matters. Discipline is what matters. Consistency is what matters. And the crazy part? This is exactly the mindset championship teams adopt right before everything clicks. People who've covered the Eagles for years are quietly saying that the energy around this team feels eerily similar to the beginning of iconic seasons in franchise history. And whether that's coincidence or destiny, one thing is clear. Something real is happening behind those doors. And so the story continues to spread across the football world, reaching every corner of the league. Teams are starting to monitor Philadelphia more closely, sensing that the swagger, the intensity, the fire, they're all returning at full force. Rival fans try to spin it as overconfidence. Analysts try to downplay it as just another motivational speech. But people who know Jalen Hurts, who understand how rarely he steps outside his carefully measured tone, are saying this moment means more than outsiders realize. It wasn't just a quarterback speaking. It was a declaration from someone who has lived through highs, lows, criticism, praise, heartbreak, and triumph. He knows what it takes to get close, and he knows what's missing to get all the way. And when a leader like that, someone respected, someone feared, someone admired, steps up and says, "We have the team to win the season," it carries weight. Not hype, not fantasy. Weight. And whether the league is ready or not, Philadelphia is marching towards something big. Maybe this becomes the turning point everyone talks about years from now. Or maybe it's just the start of something even more electrifying. But this is far from the end of the buzz. The whispers inside the front office suggest that Hurt's statement was not only heard but embraced by decision-makers. It's as if his honesty validated what many had already been feeling. This roster was built for more. Built for dominance. Built for a title run that doesn't fade halfway through the season. And that's why, according to people familiar with the organization's mindset, moves are being considered, subtle adjustments, strategic tweaks, little things that reinforce the championship mentality Hurts is pushing. Some believe this moment will tighten rotations, increase expectations, and create internal competition at key positions. Others think it will push the coaching staff to be bolder, more aggressive, less afraid of risk. Regardless, the ripple effect has begun. Hurts didn't just speak truth, he lit a fuse. And the franchise, sensing the flames, seems ready to feed it instead of extinguish it. That's when great teams emerge, when leadership, talent, and urgency finally align. And by all the rumors, that alignment might finally be happening in Philadelphia. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And now the fan base is split between excitement and nervous anticipation. They've seen teams collapse under pressure before, seen hype turn into heartbreak. But this feels different, not because of flashy plays or viral clips, but because of accountability coming from the inside. You can almost feel the temperature rising around the organization. It's as if the entire city is leaning in, waiting to see if this raw honesty becomes the spark that changes everything. Hurts knows the expectations are massive. He knows the city demands excellence. But instead of shying away, he's stepping into it, embracing it, owning it. And that's what makes this moment so electric. When your leader speaks truth with conviction, it sends a signal through the entire ecosystem, from players to coaches, from fans to rivals, from analysts to executives. Everyone watches. Everyone listens. Everyone reacts. And right now, everyone is sensing that the Eagles aren't just hoping to win the season. They're preparing to take it by force. If this energy translates onto the field, the league might be witnessing the rise of something Philly hasn't seen in years. A team fully aware of its power and bold enough to chase greatness without apology. Some close to Hurts say this blunt honesty is something he's been holding in for a long time. That he's been watching, analyzing, absorbing every detail, every moment of inconsistency, every missed chance, every flash of brilliance that wasn't fully capitalized on. And perhaps reaching his limit wasn't about frustration, it was about necessity. Leaders evolve. Some stay quiet, some grow louder, some find the balance between calm and fire. Hurts seems to have stepped into that next evolution of leadership, the version where truth becomes the most powerful tool he has. He's not calling people out, he's calling people up, and that subtle difference is what ignites championship culture. You can almost imagine him walking into that locker room and seeing the shift, the change in posture, the spark in players' eyes. It's the kind of moment that doesn't make headlines at first, but gets remembered once the trophies come. And maybe, just maybe, this is the version of Hurts that becomes unstoppable, the version that pushes his team beyond talent and into legacy. Because when your quarterback believes you can win the season and says it without fear, the only question left is whether the team will rise to meet the call. And as the city continues buzzing, as analysts dissect every word, as fans replay his statement over and over like a prophecy, one thing stands out above all. The Eagles have been officially challenged by their own leader. Not by the media, not by rivals, not by critics, by Jalen Hurts himself. And that kind of challenge doesn't fade. It stays in the air, lingers in every meeting, echoes in every practice rep, fuels every moment of preparation. If the Eagles embrace it, if they respond to it with the same fire he delivered it, then this could be the start of something huge, something historic, something unforgettable, a season where the narrative shifts from potential to fulfillment. And if that happens, people will look back at this moment, this bold truth hurts unleashed, and say that was the spark, the turning point, the beginning of the run that defined everything. For now, it's all rumor, all buzz, all whispers. But the energy is real. The tension is real. And the possibility that the Eagles truly have the team to win the season, that feels more real than ever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.